Welcome to Bulk Like Hulk. It's going to be an 8-week bulking series, a bulking program for you, individual designed workouts, protocols and supplements to gain as much as possible. But before we go into this, I will explain you how I do the workouts. We're talking about the split, we're talking about the sets, the reps, and I will explain exactly how to do it. Welcome, let's go.
IFBB Pro Mike Sommerfeld wird dir präsentiert von Climax. Deinem Profi für Fitness Essentials.
Climax.
As you guys know, I'm training in an upper-lower setup, which is upper A and upper B, also lower A and lower B. We're gonna go through all these exercises, but first we're gonna start with upper. So all the upper muscles like chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps. And we're gonna train that upper, lower, and rest. You might need an additional rest day in between, but let's start first with the exercises. My own priorities are trained first. So we're gonna start with chest, then we go over to back, going over to shoulders, and we're gonna finish the workout with triceps and biceps. So for exercise number 1, I choose an exercise what I feel the best, and this is flies. Doesn't matter if it's cable flies or pec deck flies. I'm gonna start with upper workout A with pec deck. I'm gonna do 2, maybe 3 warm-up sets just to get into the workout, just to get some blood in there and just to get the muscle-mind connection ready. And then I add 2 working sets, and these working sets are between like 8 to 14 reps. It depends on how strong I am. We're gonna go through the strength thing and the numbers we're writing down later, but first we're gonna go through all exercises and then I will explain why we chose them, why we do the sets, the reps, how we do it, etc. So 2 working sets, and all working sets are 100% failure sets. That being said, you're not able to perform 1 more rep. We're gonna go through really like simple failures, no drop sets, no force reps, nothing. Just really simple failure sets. And right after, we're gonna go through a pressing movement, which could be an incline press, decline press, flat bench press, dumbbell press, whatever your favorite exercise is. I chose the incline for upper A, just because my upper chest is not that strong as it should be. That's why I'm working extremely hard to get a little bit more muscle size, my upper chest. For incline, also the same, but now we have 3 working sets. So we have 2 for pec deck and 3 all-out sets, like failure sets for incline chest press. The reason I chose these 2 exercises, and especially a little bit more volume, is because my chest is my new weak point. I don't see my chest as a really weak point, but my chest is a little bit wider because of my bone structure. So I need to fill out a little bit more the volume. Like when I'm staying in the front, I need to make sure my chest is like hanging really low because there's so much meat, and I need to create that. That's why we added just a little bit more volume to the chest. As you can see, especially in pec deck flies, I'm making sure every rep is 100 precise. That being said, full stretch, full repetitions, full range of motion, as heavy as possible. And now we're coming to a really important part. We try to get stronger, but getting stronger has nothing, zero to do with bodybuilding. We're no powerlifters, we're no whatever. Strongmen, we want to create and build muscle tissue. So just getting stronger is not the point. Getting thicker and bigger is what we're looking for. So we need to make sure, step number 1, the form is perfect, absolutely perfect. From rep number 1 to last rep, like whatever rep it is. It's rep number 8, 10, 12, 14, 20, doesn't matter. Reps need to look exactly the same. Full range of motion, deep stretch, incredible heart contraction. And as we're able to manage that, we are able to use a little bit more weight. Because when it comes to muscle growth, there's one big driver, and this is load. I hate to say that, but more weight will lead to more muscle, as long as your form is correct. And this is the most important part. So weight always comes after form. On top of that, we need to make sure we're getting stronger workout for workout or week by week. The reason I said it is if we don't get stronger, so we get weaker from like week to week to week, we might have problems in recovery, and we need to adjust it as soon as possible. The most important part is not the workout by itself, it's the recovery around the workouts. So when I'm talking about getting stronger, that's the perfect case. As long as your nutrition is on point, as long as your recovery is on point, volume, frequency, intensity, all these factors come into play together. If that happens, you will gain incredible high amounts of muscle. If not, as I said, you need to adjust it right away. But today we're going to talk about the workouts by itself. All the rest will follow up in the next few videos. All right, same for incline chest press or whatever, dumbbell press, machine press, whatever. Same here, make sure form is 100% precise. Full range of motion, deep stretch, heavy loads, and try to get a rep range between 10 and 14. That's my personal preference, my personal favorite rep range, 10 to 14. It's not too heavy that you injure yourself or you feel uncomfortable, and it's not too many reps that you burn out before you're done. I'm making sure I fail between 10 and 14, and like this is the perfect rep range for me. All right, next exercise or next muscle is back. And we're only going to do one exercise, one single exercise for upper A. We're going to change all exercises to upper B, but plan B will follow very soon. Right, I choose the single-handed low row just because I need more size in the end of my lats, like between the glutes and the lats. I need some more, just a little bit more muscle tissue right there to fill out my back all the way down to my glutes. My lat is like really, really low. So it's a little bit wider, you know? So I need to make sure I get the muscle size to make it look good on stage and not just flat. Next important information for back training is try to keep your elbows as tight to your body as possible. As elbows come up, you might train a little bit more traps and other back muscles. As I said, I'm trying to make sure to isolate lower lat fibers. It's quite impossible to just isolate these fibers, but I'm trying to make sure I'm hitting these properly. Next is shoulders. And shoulders deserve a little bit more volume. So I did side laterals, I did shoulder press, and I did rear delts. So 3 exercises for shoulders, and here's why. My shoulders are wide because of my bone structure. So my silhouette, like my lines, they look already good enough, but I need these shoulder caps, like freaking footballs hanging around my shoulders. And to create that, we need to add more volume to shoulders. Of course, we had some front delts by pressing, we had some rear delts by pulling, but I want to make sure I'm hitting these 3 shoulder heads really intense. So what I'm doing is I do 3 sets of side laterals, mostly cables. Sometimes I do dumbbells, but most of the time it's going to be cables because it's so much more effective, because all the tension is from the bottom until the top. For dumbbells, you have like almost 0 tension here and the most tension here, which is not a bad thing at all, but I want to make sure that the tension goes from the bottom all the way up. So 3 sets here, also perfect form, full range of motion, stretch and intense contraction. That's the most important part. And shoulders recover incredibly fast, so you could probably train them every day. I used to train them every other day, but you can bump up the volume. That's why I do 3 sets for side laterals, 2 additional sets shoulder press, and 2 additional sets for rear delts. As I said, I chose the cable side laterals. For shoulder press, I would always prefer doing a machine. I like barbells, but barbells they need more attention on balancing, and you might lose some strength by balancing the barbell just over your head all the time. Same with rear delts. You could use dumbbells, of course, but I would always prefer using a machine because, as I said, the tension is from bottom until the top, from A to Z. For dumbbells, you might have no tension here, that's what I'm saying, but as you come up, you have all the tension on top. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get all the tension all the way up and down. So again, we have side laterals, cables, we have shoulder press in a machine, and we have rear delts on a rear delt machine. Last but not least, we already trained biceps by doing back. We already trained triceps doing shoulder press and incline presses for shoulders. So we don't need as much volume. What I do is I choose 2 exercises for triceps because my tricep seems to be a little bit weaker than my bicep, and just 1 single exercise for bicep, which is basically an overhead and like a rope push down. That's my favorite exercises. Sometimes I'm doing single arm extensions, same with dumbbells for biceps. But for my plan A, upper A, I chose the overhead easy bar extension and the rope press down. On top, biceps, mostly I do supersets. So overhead is like really simple, 2 to 3 sets, failure, 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 end of story. And then I go over to supersets, which is bicep and tricep. So sometimes, or most often, I work out on machines just to make sure I can really isolate them. By dumbbells, sometimes you have like a little bit, swinging here and there, and I don't like that. I try to isolate all muscles as good as possible. This is why I chose the typical bicep curl machine, most often single arm, because I can get a much better contraction by doing it single arm. And of course, rope push downs, really easy. Try to make sure you like push them out, not just down, push them out, you get a way better contraction. Also 2 sets for biceps, 2 sets to failure, 2 sets to failure for ropes, and then we're done with upper number A. Guys, if you want to try upper lower split, I already uploaded a full workout protocol. It's going to be $10. Easy download on my website. You can find the link down in the description below. So if you're interested in trying do the upper lower, that's a perfect setup. If you want to gain as much muscle as possible in 8 weeks, welcome to Bulk Like Hulk. It's gonna be 8 straight weeks, and we're gonna design every plan individual for you. So nutrition will be designed on your needs, same as supplements and same as the workouts by itself. So we're making sure that recovery is on point, that nutrition is on point, supplements on point to increase recovery, and of course, we try to get the best workouts in as possible to gain as much muscle in like 8 weeks. So if you're interested, click down description below. We already attached the link to the Bulk Like Hulk 8-week muscle gain series. That's it, guys. See you for upper number B.
They been on their ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade, get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. I got a show where she dipping them nails. I'm flipping my L's, I know they can tell. I did it too major, they hit me for favors. Been him since the cable was cut in the cradle. What's up?